Today, on the Lab Report, we will learn that everything around us is made of atoms and molecules. An atom is the basic unit of an element. It consists of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And atoms can combine to form molecules as simple as water or as complex as DNA. Hey, I'm Dr. Jeff, and today we're learning about atoms. Watch this.
That was neat, but how did you make the fire different colors?
Well, I added different kinds of atoms into the fire, and that changed the colors. Caroline, do you remember what an atom is?
Atoms are the smallest possible piece of something.
They're like tiny balls with smaller ones circling around them.
You both have the right idea. Let's take a step back and remind ourselves that everything around us is made of matter.
This table, our bodies, the air are all made of matter, and literally everything we can feel or see, like this metal bar.
Which is made of iron?
Exactly. If you were to look at it under the most powerful microscope on Earth, called a scanning tunneling microscope, you would see tiny spheres called atoms.
So if you were to shave off the smallest bit of this iron bar, theoretically you could only shave off one atom.
Yes, atoms are tiny. They're more than 10,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. So you can't really see them under a regular classroom microscope. And you can't really file off just one atom. It's too small.
Why do drawings of atoms have things whizzing around them, but in those microscope images, they don't?
To understand that, we have to learn about the structure of an atom. Atoms are made of three smaller particles called electrons, protons, and neutrons. Electrons are particles that are negatively charged. Protons are particles that are positively charged. And neutrons do not have any charge. The protons and neutrons clump together to make up the nucleus, which is at the center of an atom. The electrons orbit far away from the nucleus. In real life, electrons orbit quadrillions of times each second, so it's hard to predict their exact positions. In more advanced models of an atom, scientists refer to the orbits of electrons as electron clouds. For our purposes, this simple model is just fine.
That's awesome, but how do scientists know this?
Through hundreds of years of experiments. In 1908, a scientist named Ernest Rutherford shot a beam of radiation at gold foil, which is made of gold atoms. Most of the radiation went right through, and only a tiny fraction was reflected or diverted. A model of an atom with most of the mass at the center supports that experimental result. Most radiation passes through the empty space of an atom, while only a tiny fraction gets close to the nucleus and is reflected.
Great. So atoms are mostly empty space?
Surprisingly, they are.
And do all atoms have this structure?
Every single one. The only difference is the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons